Apart from JavaScript, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I was just asleep the whole day. I got up, hit the gym in my home, then got to sleep again, got my food, and then sleep again, and then it's night. Somehow, this rarely happens to me, but somehow I was just under some weather or something. Anyways, I hope you are doing good with your health. And let's go ahead and get started with another video, or we'll be doing another project in the DOM. And you're going to love this one because you're going to understand a whole lot about the things that you will be doing as a project work later on in the DOM. So we have seen how the DOM manipulation work, the basics of it, and how some of these timely event works. There are more timely events as well, not just set interval and set timeout, but others are there. But I'm pretty sure you can manage them, or you can request me for a video. Now what we're going to do in here is I got another project for you. So go ahead, visit learncodeonline.in, and you're going to find the attachment with this video which says project or proj2. And in this proj2, we're going to just open this up first and foremost. Let's go ahead and drag drop this proj2 up here. There we go, nice and easy. And what this proj2 is having, let's go ahead and open this up. So index.html, right click and open with live server. So what you're going to see is these few elements. Again, you don't need to worry about how the CSS is going on or how these are being written. We're just here to understand and do some work on the JavaScript. So we have got these one. Now let's analyze the part which we should be worried about. We are not worried about the styling part, just the HTML part is what we are worried about. So we have these color hovers, and we are having few of the colors like red, cyan, violet, orange, pink, and we can add more as well. Feel free to just add a color, and then the styling we can add more. So this is the one thing. Now the biggest thing that we have to learn here is that right now my script.js is totally empty, and I want to write a simple code which can grab me if I just pass on any element to it, like this red element or maybe this violet element. It can grab me what color is there beside this element. So it sounds fairly simple, but it's actually a little bit more complicated than you think. So it's going to be a little bit of that. So again, the video is going to be a little bit longer because I want to do this in one video, but fairly should be simple. So looking at the code or inspecting the code, you can do that in the browser itself, but here it's much more easier. So I can see that I have got some unique classes to every of these elements like red, and I can again fire my query selector or get element by ID in order to select them. So it should be fairly easy if I go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and say that I want to just select it. So let's call the first one as red. So how we're going to select the red? We're going to simply say document.query selector, and in the query selector I'm going to provide a class. So what do I write for class? A hash or a dot? Did you remember that? Okay, I know you remember that. It's a dot for class, and we're going to just simply say red. Now we got an access to the element. Now we need to do this for lots of others as well. So let's first count how many of them are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need total of 5. One is already there. Hold down your option key and shift key, and we need 5. So one is there, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now we're going to change the values here. So again, I'm going to hold down my option key, and we're going to have 2 cursors. So instead of the red, this is going to be cyan. And again, we need to change another one. So instead of the red, this one is going to be violet. And again, you can name these colors however you like. Just make sure that you're selecting the same thing in the index.html. So we got red, cyan, violet. I'm going to copy this one. And we got orange and pink as well. So let's go up here. Not here. Come on, looks like I'm still sleepy. We're going to go up here, remove this one. This one is violet. And we got red, cyan. We got 2 violets. Shouldn't be like that. Orange and orange. As you can see, yes, I'm still feeling a bit sleepy, looks like. The last one that we got is pink, but not too much. Okay, pink, and this one is got pink. Okay. So now everything that's on the web page right now, not everything technically, but what we can see visually is available to us, and we have got some selector element which we can actually reach out to us. Okay. But if you notice, there is another guy in the index.html which is known as a center. Right now there is nothing, but we can actually target that and hold that since we are targeting all the elements as well. So we're going to call this one as center. Again, we're going to go for the same document dot query selector, and I want to select a class which is not violet, which is center. Okay, so this is there. We are not using it, but it's there right now. Okay, now how can I find out the background color of each of these elements? Because it's not like I can say pink dot background color. It's not gonna give me. So how do we do that? For that, we need to learn a new property here. Notice I told you that there is a global object available, which is known as a window. Now this window has a lot of properties up here. Notice here we got animation, we got audio params. It's a pretty gigantic object and is being used quite a lot when you copy the stuff, click to copy, and a whole bunch of other things. There is a property here which is known as get computed style. And this is a little bit weird first and foremost. So when I say get computed style, it requires you to pass on a property or a selector which you have already selected. So this is an element which it requires you to pass on. So let's just say get computed style. I want to get a computed style of the first element, which is red. I would like to go ahead and get a console log on that. So we're going to say console.log, and there we go. Looks nice. Let's see what we are able to see on the browser. So let's go up here and we're going to right click, inspect. On the console, we're going to clear everything. Let's hit a reload so the JavaScript comes up, and there we go. So when I run this property get computed style, it gives me entire CSS style declaration. It gives me animation delay, everything that is set somehow by you or maybe by some other third-party stylings like Bootstrap or anything. It gives you the final version of it. Means it's a computed style that's being given to you. Now notice here you can see there is a border, bottom, right radius, and whole bunch of things which are not really like, you have got font family, you got display, you got border, you got background color, and pretty much everything here. Now notice very strangely something which confuses a lot of people. Now I'm going to say that I have given you this element, and since these are all objects, you want to get font family and everything, you can grab it. I'm going to go ahead and grab a background here. Let's go ahead and save this, and we are gonna console log this. I'm gonna hit reload again. Now when I say give me the background, it gives me RGB value. It says none, repeat, scroll, 0%, 0%, auto padding. So everything that browser is applying to that element is being given to me. Whether that's just the background color or maybe some additional properties that you don't have a border, you should have a border, everything, whatever is computed out is given to me. Now what strangely actually kind of gets a surprise to the people, that whenever I say background color in my CSS, I write it something like this, background dash color. And then I define a color, probably white, just like this. So this is how I write CSS. But whenever a computed property is being calculated, things actually change. You don't say background dash color. Every single dash is being changed. Instead of the background color, we write it this way. So the second letter or the subsequent letter gets changed into uppercase letter. In case you're worried about something like font family, so when we write font dash family, it's being also replaced, dash gets removed, and we get family. So this is something surprising to a lot of people, but this is how we actually grab it. So again, if you want to just grab a background color, then you don't actually say just the background. It's going to give you everything. You want to grab a background color, don't say background dash color, actually say background color. Now let's go ahead and save this one. And now when I go back, I hit a reload, and notice this time I'm getting a background color. Now in most of the cases in the computed property, the background is converted into RGB. And regardless if you are putting up the background colors in the hash values, the 6 values, it doesn't really matter. The computed style is going to give you this again. Now there are ways how we can convert these RGB to hex values, and we do it all the time in many of the websites, but right now this is all what we want. So again, a quick summary. Window object has a lot of properties. One of them is get computed style. If you are looking forward to grab some of the styling or the style properties from any particular element, it just requires you to pass on that particular element. And once you pass it on, whatever the property you want to grab, you have to make sure that if the property have dashes, the dash is being removed and it is being a capitalized letter. That's how it is being used. So there we go. We got a simple hold of it, but that's not it. We want to kind of convert that into a method. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of rewrite it. I'm going to keep it this one here for your later on have a look kind of a thing. Now let's go ahead and write a simple method which actually can do this. So let's go ahead and simply say const or var, however you like to say. So I'm going to simply say const. Come on, if I can write that. And I'm going to simply say get bg color. Feel free to name it anything. How do we write it? We can actually go ahead and say something like function and just like this and this. It's totally doable, but I would now request you or recommend you to use arrow functions. We will discuss them later on, but right now all you do for the arrow function is you remove the keyword arrow, remove the keyword function, and we use the arrow just like this. Again, if you want to use the function way, that's also fine. Now how this is going to work, just like we were able to pass on this element here, we're going to simply say that give me a selector. Selector is not going to be a good word. I'm going to say selected element. So give me a selected element, whatever you are giving it to me. And then we are going to just simply return the value, whatever is being computed here. So we're going to copy this and we're going to simply say, I'm going to return you this entire thing. But I don't want to just return you the thing which is red. I instead want to compute this with whatever the element you are giving it to me. And that's all it takes to convert this entire thing into a method. Now I can call this method, which is get bg color, and instead of just passing up a red here, I can pass on probably a pink here. And again, this is not gonna give us any console log because we are not actually printing out these things. We are just getting a return statement. So in case you want to have it, we have to actually say manually console.log, go like this and go like this. So now I'm able to grab the pink values here. If I hit a reload, this technically is pink, almost pink, but I can go ahead and change it to orange. Save that, and now this one is what we're getting is orange, hopefully. Okay, so there we go, a whole lot of stuff about get computed style, and we're gonna do some more stuff in this project, and we're gonna study a bit more of it. We have to study about events and a whole bunch of other things. Let's go ahead and catch up in the next one.